YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about something close to my heart, and that's like perseverance basically, and how I prepared myself both personally and professionally to be situated well enough to win the DAD scholarship. It wasn't an easy journey, but I know like it's possible. Many people have done it before, and as African mothers say, they don't have two heads. So I knew I could do it too. So when I was going through the process of getting ready to apply, even before I started applying for scholarships, it was hectic. I didn't know where to start from, what documents I should have, what kind of skills I should learn. So I just want to make this video to just talk about my journey and what I did, and share it with you all so that maybe you could glean something from it, and also it could help you in your preparation journey. So if I'm looking down, I have a list here, and so yeah, and I also made myself a cup of tea. I really love tea. I'm a tea enthusiast. Okay, so let's get right into the video. So just to give some context, I graduated from my bachelor's in 2022. I started my NSS October 2022, and I ended October 2023. And I think I was blessed to do my NSS. In hindsight, I was blessed to do my NSS on the University of Ghana campus. So I was within walking distance of some departments I needed documents from. So yeah, but let's not get into that first. Let's start at the beginning. So the document that I feel like is the most important but people overlook is a birth certificate, not a passport, a birth certificate, because I don't even think you can have a passport if you don't have a birth certificate. So I had to like ask my dad for this, because he's the one who keeps such important documents in the family. So I'll just have it handy so that yeah, I could scan it and put it in my folder. I named the folder, so let's name this folder Masters Application / Scholarship. So that's the folder. So the first thing I scanned in color and put in that folder was my birth certificate with your name in order, and this name should be in such order in all your official documents. If it's not so, I think you can sign an affidavit or something like that. But thankfully my name was in order in all my documents to come, and the ones I had. So that was it. So that's the first document I had in my master's application folder, scanned in color. And the next document that I wanted to get, or I knew I should get, was the passport. This was hectic. So I already had a passport, but I had to renew my passport, and that was really hectic. I think that was before everything got digitalized, so I had to make an application, send it to the passport office. I went to the one in Circle, and mind you, I was doing my NSS at University of Ghana campus. You can imagine the distance. And then they were like, oh, okay, they have my dog. I did my biometrics and everything, and then they were like, okay, we'll call you back. You know, Ghana. I think I waited for 6 months, and I didn't just wait idly. After like every month or two, I'll go and check up on like the process, how far. And so yeah, that while I was doing my national service, like sometimes I'll ask for a half day and just go there and wait on them and ask how far, and then be like, oh, come back. Thank God, by the time I was done with my NSS in November 2023, I had gotten the passports, because I was on their neck, because I knew I can't apply for anything if I don't have my passport. So I was really on their neck, and thankfully I got it before I finished my NSS. So once I got it, I scanned it in color and put it in that folder on my laptop. So that's the second document I secured. The third one, I would say, already had with me, that was easy to just put in that folder, was my BEC certificate and my A-level certificate and transcript. So I didn't do WASI, I did a Cambridge system. So my A-level certificate scanned in color and my A-level transcript scanned in color into that folder on my desktop. So we have 4 documents secured now. Then this is where I'm saying I was blessed to do my NSS on University of Ghana campus, because I knew I needed a proof of English language proficiency, and I didn't want to write TOEFL or IELTS. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I didn't want to write it because I felt like I knew English and it would just be a hassle to like prove by writing an exam. Plus my O-level Cambridge English that I wrote, most universities accepted O-level Cambridge as proof of English proficiency. Plus I even did literature in English as an A-level course. So what again do you need? Like what again do you need? So I felt like I didn't need to write an English language proficiency. So this is where working on the University of Ghana campus during my NSS came in handy, because like I could easily walk to the languages department and then I requested it, and then it was easy to be on their neck because I could easily walk there like twice a week and check up on it. And yeah, I got my proof of English language proficiency from the languages department. I think it took like 2 weeks tops. So once I got that document, I scanned it and put it in my master's application folder. And then so by that time I had graduated. Of course, I'm doing my NSS. So after graduation, once again, glory be to God, I was working on University of Ghana campus. So it was quite easy for me to get my bachelor's degree certificate and transcript from the admissions office, because I could easily walk there and then put the application for it and be on their neck for it. So I would say halfway through my NSS, I was able to secure my bachelor's degree certificate and transcript, official transcript, from the admissions department at UG. So once I got those 2 documents, I scanned them in color and uploaded them to that folder on my laptop. And then I did some research, so I knew most master's applications needed personal statements and CV. So I was like, I knew how to write those, but I hadn't perfected the skill. So I kept on refreshing my CV, watching YouTube videos on how to write a good CV, and always updating it and refreshing it, and using action verbs in my work experience section and the impact I made in that role. Anyway, I have a video on how to write a good CV. Even though it's a Europa CV, it's still a CV nonetheless, on my channel. So if you want to know how I perfected my CV writing skills, just go there and watch it. And then for the personal statements, I knew that it didn't have to be more than 2 pages, and then you have to like compile them with a story, or with a personal story, or with a research finding, or like present yourself as personally and both professionally, so that they can see beyond the words and actually see the human being. And I knew there were 2 kinds of letters that university required. Some only asked for one. So I knew there was a personal statement, or which can be called statement of purpose, and then there can be a research proposal as well. And then yeah, those are the kind of letters that most universities ask for. But personal statement and statement of purpose, I kind of think it's the same to me. It's, even though there's a slight difference. Personal statement, of course, is more personal. You are telling them the reason why you want this master's, you want this program, you want this university. But statement of purpose is you are telling them the plans you have while what you want to accomplish while you are doing this program, the lecturers you want to work with. But as I said, to me they are interchangeable, because for me I included both and mashed it up to perfect my structure. Once again, I have a video on how to write a stellar personal statement on my channel. So these were the two documents I was perfecting and working on how to like write them well. So I had them on a Word document on my laptop, always going back to them and refreshing them and updating them. And then while I was also doing my national service, I made sure to do a lot of short courses and certifications, just because I kind of knew that the degree wasn't enough, and most universities want to see what you can do outside of a university setting, how you can upskill yourself personally and professionally. So I took courses on Coursera, some Google certificates in project management, and some UNICEF certificates in risk management and something like that. And my NSS organization I was working with, they also had a program, a workshop on gender equality and social inclusion. So I also joined that workshop and took it and had a certification for that as well. So I think, and I also joined the Young African Leadership Initiative yearly, and also went through the leadership program and had a certification for that. I also joined Harvard's Aspire Leadership Program. I joined that as well, and I was taking short courses left and right, just so you know, just to like yeah, because in your CV there's a certification section, training and certification. I just like wanted to bump that up with like experiences and certifications I've taken, so that it wouldn't just all be on my bachelor, so that the university I'm applying for can see that I take initiative to upskill myself, basically. So yeah, I was amassing certifications and short courses like infinity stones. And yeah, anytime I get a certification, I scan it and upload it straight into that folder. And then I also booked I don't think it's necessary though, but I booked a professional photo shoot to just get like a professional headshot, some professional looking like photos, one for my LinkedIn and for my CV. But none of my CVs have my photos in it, absolutely none of them, except the Europa CV, which requires a photo. So I just thought it would come in handy in one of those situations. And then as well, passport size photos with a white background. I took like 10 of them, and then scanned them and uploaded all these into the folder. And then once again, thanking God that I did my NSS at University of Ghana campus, and also for how active I was as a student. I was the class representative for the Chinese class, my Chinese cohort. I think basically from 2019 till we graduated. So I was really close with the lecturers in the Chinese department and also the political science department, because I was always there, like TAs, I'm always on their neck, explain this, explain that. So they kind of knew me. I was a busybody. So I knew I needed references. So I was always in walking distances of the Chinese department, the Confucius Institute, and the political science department. So I'll go see which lecturer is there, especially the ones that have taught me before, and I'll be like, hey, I am applying for masters and I need references. And it worked for the Chinese department and the Confucius Institute, but for the political science department, they had me go through the department office and actually put in a official like request for references. And so that's what I did, paid some money for that, officially of course, because you actually need to pay money for that. And then yeah, so I think by the time I was done with my NSS, I had 2 reference letters from the political science department and 1 from the Chinese department, all for my lecturers. So because I knew most universities and scholarship, when you're applying, they ask for reference letters. Some actually don't ask for physical reference letters that you upload. They actually just ask for the names and the email and contact of lecturers, people who have taught you in your undergraduate or even your past employer. So you may not need a physical reference from them, but at least their contact and their email, so that when you are applying and the university asks for it, you can just put that in, and then the university will contact them for the reference. So there are two types of ways universities ask for references. Either you upload the reference yourself, or they ask you to give the details of your referee so that they will contact them themselves. But I just thought it would be important and just useful to have physical references from my lecturers at the university. And yeah, I think these are all the main documents I try to amass in my time doing NSS, and also a year after, as when I started working, I was just working on getting all these documents, and then I felt like I was a bit ready now, and so I started research. I researched New Zealand, Australia, Europe, Canada, US, Asia, especially China, and even South Korea. All these places, the universities that offer scholarships. If I'm looking at a program and they don't have a scholarship for it, miss me. I'm not even, no matter how much it fits me, or like that's what I want to do. I knew I needed a scholarship to study abroad, so that was my goal. So I look at programs that offer scholarships both in the university and from external institutions, and I was researching the departments, researching lecturers, researching programs, and researching the in-university scholarships and out-of-university scholarships as well. My focus was international relations at the beginning, but as I finished my NSS and I started working in the development space in the NGO sector, I developed a love for international development rather. So I shifted my focus to development programs, and yeah, so that was what I was looking at and researching all this while. So I researched and applied for the Mastercard scholarships, the Chevening scholarships, SI scholarships, that's for Sweden, DAD scholarships, Japan World Bank scholarships, the Great scholarships in the UK, Think Big scholarship for Bristol, Dr. Mai Yamani scholarship for University LSE University in the UK, Schwarzman scholarship in China, Yanqing scholarship in China, McCall McBain scholarship in Canada. I was applying. And Australia awards too in Australia applied. I got rejections for most of these. And even in the US, I applied for graduate assistantship, TAs, because I know the US, that's how most of their scholarship come in. They come in graduate assistantship and TA positions. I didn't get for any of those, and thankfully the Lord came through for me with a DAD scholarship. So I can say I applied for more than 20 scholarships, close to 30, but of course you just need 1 year, and I got the DAD scholarship. So my timeline was from November 2023 to January 2025, from when I started collecting all these documents and applying. This is the timeline, November 2023 to January 2025. Not quite long, but for me it felt long because the rejections were coming in. I even have on my phone a list. Anytime a rejection come in, I put it on that list. I called it the L. That was my L. Yeah, but thankfully I also had some really good wins. I worked in a good place for my NSS. I was just out of a job for 3 months after NSS, and then I got a job, and I worked there till I got my scholarship. So I wouldn't say it's all been bad, but I try to look be positive and rely on God, my family, and my friends, and yeah, make myself some cups of coffee, some cups of tea, go for walks, always like meet up with friends, and just to take my mind off rejections, because I didn't want to focus too much on that, because I knew I was smart and I knew I was the daughter of God. So of course something good will come up. There's this image that was always in my head throughout this process, is of like a guy underground mining with an axe, and then he turns around, and then it's just an inch left from where he was mining to like a gold like deposit, or is it diamond deposit? And that was the image that was always in my head, like, you don't know how close you are. This could be it. Every scholarship I applied for, in my head I was like, this is it, this is it. And it comes and it's not it, and I'll be like, okay, let's see the next one. This is it, this is it. So I didn't give up. It was difficult, but with the help of my family and prayers, fasting, I got the one that I feel like is perfect for me right now. So yeah, I would just want to tell you that it may not be an easy journey. You could hear stories of people saying, and I know people who just, oh, they just get up and apply once, and the first one they apply to, they got it. And I'll be like, when will it be my turn? But yeah, just keep on persevering. If it's something you really want to do, just keep on persevering. And who says you can't have two masters? You could do a master's while you're in your home country and still be applying for a master's outside abroad. And yeah, they don't even penalize you when they see you have a previous master's. Sometimes if you write your motivational letter well, it could be an advantage that you already have a master's. But if it's something you really want, just go for it. You have one life. Failure is an option. I don't like the phrase failure is not an option. It is an option. It's how people grow. So it's an option, but the option is not to give up. What is not an option is giving up. So if it's something you want, maybe learning an instrument, learning a language, just keep on. Don't discourage yourself or reject yourself. Let them reject you, and you know that at least I tried. But yeah, that's just what I want to say to encourage you. And I think the most important step of all, from amassing all these documents and scanning them and uploading them and working on CVs and stuff, the most important step is prayer. If you are a believer, it's prayer. If you want, add fasting to it. Just know that God has your best interest at heart, and He has the best in store for you. So anytime you come across rejection, just know that, oh, God has a better one for me. So, and keep at it. So yeah, this is just what I want to share, my journey, how I prepared and positioned myself to apply and win a scholarship, and what you can also do to prepare yourself. I know scholarship season is upon us. I think it starts in June and goes all the way to December, even early January. So there's still time to get those documents, scan them, and then upload them to your master's scholarship folder on your laptop or whatever hard drive you have, and keep believing, and God will do it for you. Have a great day. Bye.